Hi, it's Steve with Brownells, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about case trimming. Is it necessary? Isn't it necessary? Let's take a look. First off, if you read your manual, they will recommend not only case trimming, but what lengths to trim to. Each specific caliber has a trim to length listed for it. Now, do you really have to do it? Some people don't do it at all. Some people do every case. And what it comes down to, at least let me tell you how I do it. Rifle calibers, I do measure the cases and I do trim them as needed. There's a reason for this. Rifle calibers operate at higher pressures. They tend to grow more between being fired and resized. And also they can have more catastrophic consequences down the road. As the neck grows further out on your rifle case, it can get into the lead where things start to narrow up in your barrel, and if that's the case, it may not have as much room to expand and let that bullet squirt out the way it's supposed to. So you can raise your pressures considerably if your cases aren't trimmed. On the other hand, something like 45 ACP, I never trim them. I've never even had one reach maximum length, to be honest with you. They don't seem to grow nearly as much, and that's true in large part for most pistol calibers. Now, I do trim in some cases, like if I'm trimming 45 auto rim, I do it the same reason I do 44 Magnum and 357. I roll crimp these, and I want the roll crimp to be exactly the same on each one. And in order to have that, you've got to trim them all to the same length. With a 9mm or a 45 like these, they're taper crimped, no big deal. You can have them vary in length and they'll still shoot very well, be very consistent ammunition. So my advice, if you're loading 9mm, 45, something like that, don't worry about it. If you're just loading, say, practice loads for your 38 Special or 357 Magnum that are in the medium range, and you're not using a heavy crimp, all you got to do is iron out that crimp just a little bit, iron out that flare a little bit rather, and you're good to go. So length isn't as important. If you're loading 30-30 and you're feeding them through a tube magazine, these are it's very important that the crimp be right on these. There'll usually be a cannelure on the bullet. You want to hit that just right. You want to squeeze it just the right amount. You don't want those bullets being driven back by the spring pressure and the recoil in your 30-30 Marlin or your 30-30 Winchester, what have you. So this is a case where trim to length is important. And in general, rifle trim to length is important. So there you have it. Pistol, not so much. Rifle, very important. But if you're ever in doubt, take a look at your reloading manual. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.